The fall of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany marked a pivotal moment in 20th century history. It was not just the end of a tyrannical regime, but also a significant turning point in world politics, morality, and society. This account will explore the factors leading to Hitler's downfall, the final days of the Third Reich, and the aftermath of World War II. Background: the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party. Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany during the early 1930s, capitalizing on economic turmoil, political instability, and nationalistic fervor. The Treaty of Versailles 1919, which ended World War I, imposed heavy reparations on Germany and contributed to widespread discontent. Hitler's National Socialist German Workers' Party, Nazi Party, promised to restore Germany's former glory. In January 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor. Within a year, he consolidated power, establishing a totalitarian regime characterized by brutal repression, propaganda, and the suppression of dissent. The regime's aggressive expansionist policies led to the onset of World War II in 1939. The war and its turning points. Initially, the Nazi military campaigns were highly successful, leading to the rapid conquest of large parts of Europe. However, several key turning points began to undermine the Nazi war effort. The Battle of Britain 1940, the failed attempt to subdue Britain, marked the first major defeat for Hitler's forces and showcased the resilience of the Allied powers. Operation Barbarossa 1941, Hitler's invasion of the Soviet Union opened a new front. Initial successes were met with fierce Soviet resistance, particularly during the brutal winter campaigns. The Battle of Stalingrad 1942 to 1943 became a significant turning point, with the Soviet army encircling and defeating German forces. Allied invasions: the D-Day invasion, June 6, 1944, marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, beginning the liberation of Western Europe. The final phase of the war. As the war progressed, the Nazi regime faced mounting pressures on multiple fronts. The Soviet army pushed from the east, capturing territory and advancing toward Berlin, while Allied forces moved in from the west. By late 1944, Germany was effectively fighting a two-front war with dwindling resources. In January 1945, the Soviet offensive began in earnest, and by April, Berlin was encircled. The city was subjected to relentless bombardment and ground assaults. Hitler remained in his bunker, increasingly isolated and delusional. Hitler's last days. In the final days of April 1945, as Soviet forces closed in on Berlin, Hitler's mental state deteriorated. On April 30th, 1945, facing inevitable defeat, he committed suicide in his bunker alongside Eva Braun. His death marked the symbolic end of the Third Reich. In the aftermath of Hitler's fall, the surrender of Germany on May 7, 1945, brought an end to the European theater of World War II. The consequences of Hitler's fall were profound and far-reaching. Nuremberg trials: the Allied powers sought to hold Nazi leaders accountable for war crimes, leading to the Nuremberg trials in 1945 to 1946. These trials established precedents for international law and justice. Division of Germany. Post-war Germany was divided into East and West, leading to the Cold War division of Europe. The country would not reunite until 1990. Impact on Europe and the world. The fall of Hitler resulted in significant political, social, and economic changes throughout Europe. It contributed to the establishment of the United Nations and a new framework for international relations aimed at preventing future conflicts. Memory and legacy: the Holocaust and the atrocities committed under Nazi rule left a lasting scar on humanity. The collective memory of these events has shaped discussions on human rights, genocide prevention, and moral responsibility. In conclusion, the fall of Adolf Hitler was not merely a historical event, but a profound lesson in the dangers of totalitarianism, intolerance, and unchecked power. The consequences of his regime continue to resonate in contemporary society, reminding us of the importance of vigilance in protecting democratic values and human rights.